Okay, we're back. So we just downloaded our covenants and our survey into our dot loop, but now what we're going to do is look into the GIS for some other information. We do have two forms here in North Carolina. One is called our Air and Insulation Compatibility Use Zone form. The other is a flood disclosure. So when we're looking at properties, we want to see about that as well. How would we know if this property is in a flood disclosure or requires it? Or how do we know if this property is in a air installation and compatibility use zone? Do we need that form? What is the decibel level of noise, and what is the potential for accidents? So a lot of forms, or a lot of properties, especially if you're in Havelock, will actually already have it here. So this is our safety and noise hazard disclosure. You can simply, again, click a link and it'll pull it right up for you with the information. Let me tell you though, not every property has this. Not only that, but not every county will have this. So this actually already fills that information in for us, which is great. But if it doesn't, how do we know? So if you go to this little three dots right here, we can find a lot of information. The first thing we're going to look at is that air installation compatibility use zone form. We're going to go under Eastern Carolina GIS. We're going to click on AICUZ. I also like to look up the accident potential. Flagged it. What's the accident potential? Okay, so it's in this red zone right here. Not sure what the difference. I guess the clear zone has closer boxes. So we know it's in a potential accident zone. And it says APZ1, which if you look at this form, it's going to show that, APZ1. I also want to know what's the decibel levels. Aha. So we know that it's in this in-between zone right here. It looks like between 70 and 75. So if I look up the AICUZ here, it should also tell me what that noise is. So if I look, okay, 65 to 75, which is what we said, 75 or higher. So it checked both of those levels, and N2 and N3. And we found that again by here. So we're kind of in that orangey 75 or higher, 70-ish zone, which again, that's how we knew which we were in. So that's how we'd find the AICUZ form, which is great. Again, Eastern Carolina GIS, and then you can click this. This doesn't always come up, but I would do the sound levels. Okay, what sound levels are we in? And that's how you're going to know which zone this is going to be found in. And same for the accident potential. So now let's see if we can figure out, is this in a flood zone? So I'm going to uncheck these. I'm going to go to environmental, flood insurance rate maps. Okay, I'm going to press information, and I'm also going to click this property. Aha! Press here to open the NC Flood Risk website in a new window, or open NC FRIS with this address, 102 Poplar Road, because what I want to know is this property in a flood zone? Now, I'll show you another way you can do this. It's kind of cheating. It's not cheating, but this is how you should do it. All right, so this is a minimal flood risk, i.e. not in a flood zone. This is something that's asked like on our GIS or on our MLS, and also on some of our worksheets like exclusive right to sell, etc. We want to know, is this property in a flood zone? Minimal flood risk, so I would say no. The other way that you could do this, again, this is how I would do it, especially if you're on the fence, like a property that's close to the water, but maybe not so much gonna flood. You can go back over here. And I think I actually showed you this, but the imagery thing again. So Ortho Photographs 2021. This isn't even near water. So the chances of it being in a flood zone, I guess, are slim. That's one way to look at it, but again, I would always try to check that North Carolina flood rate insurance map. It's going to have you know, the best information. And like you see here, it says this is the flood insurance rate zone. It says that how much percentage of chance that it's going to flood, et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, that's going to be it. So again, GIS, super helpful. It's in most counties, public information system. You can even use this website to contact your county and say like, hey, I'm looking for information on a listing I have coming up. What is your geographical information system website? If you need to request septic permits, things like that, you can always, again, reach out to the county. They're very helpful most of the time, including if you can't, find some of the things you're looking for. I've had them help me walk me through this website, but this is going to give you the most accurate information on the property, which is what you want when you're doing a listing. Any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can get up-to-date tips and tricks. And I hope you guys have a great week of closings.